I'm just to get you right now, brother.
Huge lack in
That's
listening.
okay, Brother Carter.
But that's because we judge other people by their actions and we judge ourselves by our intention.
Yeah.
They didn't determine what the standard was. He does.
He does.
Fertilize the doggone thing yourself.
Yeah.
You drop the seed and let the Lord go ahead and do the fertilizer.
Sometimes you have to say the difficult,
Oh, yeah.
hurtful,
Yes.
painful things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I agree,
Especially
meeting
when you
people.
love.
Get you right now.
Go ahead.
Brother Carter.
Yeah.
You know, we all are guilty
Mm.
that from time to time.
Yeah.
You know, and
Mhm.
it's so easy for us to point out other people
Okay.
that we miss the mark for ourselves. That was me.
Mm.
You know, it was very easy for me to point out
Yeah.
other people's
Yeah.
issues
Yeah.
and talk past everybody else or distract so that I didn't have to look at myself.
So, yeah.
So,
But that's because we judge other people by their actions and we judge ourselves by our intention.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
But let them do that. We're judging them by what they did,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah, no.
intent behind it.
And one
He-
thing
So true.
about
So
me,
proud.
Brother
So
Carter,
true.
you would rarely hear me say they do this or they need to do that. I'm always implementing myself
Mhm.
whenever I talk about anything. Be not wise in your own opinion.
Mhm.
I say we,
Mhm. Okay, I get
not
you.
not you,
Yeah.
but we as a
That's-
people. This I always speak in the
Bringing together.
I like to try to speak
Collectively.
not like I have obtained
Mm.
anything, but
Mm.
we're all in the boat together trying to learn together.
True, and then I really would love for Carrie to jump in here. I do think sometimes it's when we do a group thing, sometimes we still are not holding ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
And I think that that's just as bad as speaking as a I,
Yeah.
you know, because and Carrie, if you mind,
Mhm.
do you want to jump in on this a little bit?
No, I agree with everything everyone said, but you kind of set this up about personal accountability.
Mhm.
That was a time in my life where I grew up in the church,
Mhm.
and a family with pastors and all of that, but I had to come to a point of understanding and listening to God for myself.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
Steph talks about,
Mhm.
looking at intentions and looking at other people and all of that. But to your point, personal accountability, what measuring tool or what measuring stick or who am I measuring myself against?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
And if God is who I say I'm going to follow, and Christ is who I say I believe in, well, what is his standard?
What is
Mhm.
this?
What
Yeah.
does he say?
Mhm.
And so it really freed me from having to, measure myself against other people or even their opinions of me,
Right.
Mhm.
because it really didn't matter.
Yep.
They didn't determine what the standard was.
Mhm.
He does.
He does.
And so once I understood that, it just freed me.
Yeah.
I don't care about your opinion because your opinion really doesn't matter.
And that was the freeing thing. It's so good that you actually articulated something that I've not been able to put in full words of where I see the transformation happening to me.
Wow.
Because literally I spent so much time trying to pick up, or actually it was more about how I felt everybody else viewed me.
That's right.
And so then I was taking a piece from what they said, a piece from what they said, a piece from what you said, a piece from what he said. And I was trying to make all of that stuff
Informing
fit.
yourself. Yeah.
And all it made was a chaotic mess.
Mess.
Mhm.
And so when God finally freed me from
Yeah.
that and allowed me to start loving on him,
That's it.
and then I can love on me and see
Mhm.
me. Other people's voices really didn't matter.
Matter.
Now, on the flip side of that, I do take in, what is good and what God tells me, hold on to that. Now, when I get convicted on something,
Yeah.
but I'm very, very conscious of
Mhm.
people's crap
Yeah.
because you can't drop it in my lap.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so
No.
I think a lot of times when we looking at other people and letting them dictate
Mm.
how we feel, we set the bar so low.
Low.
The bar is so low that you really have to be feeling pretty bad about
Well,
yourself
are.
when you allowing other people's opinion because people are just people.
But I think of what I'm saying here, and I know you're not talking
And I
to
know
me.
when Carrie was talking about having the stand, God is the standard. So, and which none of us would never just
But
Right.
I hear what you're saying.
gravitate to.
But
that.
I hear what you're saying,
Go ahead.
and I have to
Mhm.
push back. And this is
Come on.
not.
No, go
I
ahead.
push back because
I like having
everybody.
an argument with my wife and the view of hundreds and millions of.
It's discussion. That's all it is.
It's just a discussion.
It's a discussion.
I have to push back because everybody is at a different level.
Mhm.
And so it's very easy for someone that has gotten to this level to say everybody,
Yeah.
when you're looking at someone and you're measuring yourself to someone else,
Mhm.
you got to be pretty low. And I know that wasn't at me, but
No.
but everybody.
That's just facts there.
No, that's your
That's
fact.
just-
No,
Mm.
that's no, hear me out. It is.
Okay.
It's your fact because that's
Mm.
where you're at.
Mhm.
When another person is at a different level, say for instance, I'll use myself.
Mhm.
When I was here and I'm taking this from this one and this one for this one,
Mhm.
I was at a pretty low place.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
wait,
all
wait, wait,
I
wait,
said.
wait, wait.
You said the
No.
same thing I said.
No,
Peace,
All right.
no, stop. Hear me
All
out.
right.
Hear me out.
John.
Hear me out. This is not a battle
No.
between us. I was at a low place, but when a person says to that person that's here, you
Mhm.
talk at them, it sounds like you're talking
Talking down.
to them.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
cannot do that to a person. You can lift them up
Right.
in it, but you
Right.
can't talk down to them because that's not going to help them
Well, you
come up.
speaking
You-
word.
you know,
Yeah.
so-
No, that's true.
So
That's true.
all I'm saying is
Mhm.
we have to be careful how we communicate.
Mhm.
And what you're saying is so right.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so needed. But if the person that's in that state or going through that state,
Mhm.
it can also be detrimental to that person that state. We have 2 therapists on the line, and
On the
right
line.
here. And I want to ask you guys,
Mhm.
honestly, if someone is going through or they're in a, where I'm in that place, what would you
Mhm.
say? I'm looking at you, Stephanie.
Mhm.
And when you're saying that, in a place where they're not able to receive from
Yes,
someone who,
Yes.
Hmm.
You want to let?
I think that
Yeah, well, you got it.
Steph got it.
no, I think there needs to be a balance.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I will say, I do agree with what you said.
Mhm.
And I also feel like we have adopted a level of sensitivity that is unhealthy
Yeah.
and a level of offense that is unhealthy. So when someone with good intentions is trying to help us to elevate and we see it as them being domineering or contemptuous in their language towards us, then we become defensive and we're not able to receive.
Mhm.
But I also think that there needs to be a point. I think we need to evaluate, who is this information coming from?
Mhm.
Like, what is it? The Bible says that we know them by their fruit,
Right.
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
by the bark, not the bark of the tree, but the fruit.
Right.
And so examining and taking into consideration who's the person that's trying to help you elevate,
Mhm.
and then not being so sensitive and kind of taking what the person says, looking at it objectively,
Mhm.
taking the meat, leaving the bones, and then deciding, okay, is this something that's going to help me to elevate, or was this person just being nasty
Mhm.
and it's not going to bear fruit in my life?
Mhm.
But I think we can't just become offended and then not receive
Right.
because we're sensitive or they hurt our feelings or they stepped on. I needed people in my life to tell me when I was playing small, because when you play small, you stay small.
Right.
And though it was offensive to me, I needed to hear that.
Mhm.
There are things that you've said to me that I'm like,
Ooh.
okay, girl.
Okay.
And then I get off the phone or I leave and I'm driving home and I'm thinking about it and I'm pondering. I'm like, no, but that is the reality. There is a deficit. And had someone not called it out, then I would still be playing small.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I would stay small.
Mm.
You
So I
remain
think there
right
needs
there where you are.
there needs to be a balance.
I so appreciate you saying it just like you said it.
Mm.
She needs to, she's such a diplomat.
And she is.
You know,
Mhm.
yeah, you are. And I love how you brought it, but I also want us to be conscious of of individuals that you may not, that you come across,
Yeah.
that you may not have a relationship, that they
Yeah.
may have just come in contact with you,
Yeah.
and they may have been directed to you by God.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so you coming at them in a way that can also be more damaging too. So we have to be conscious. And all I want to say is we have to be conscious, not so sensitive, but
Mhm.
conscious in how we're speaking to people.
Yeah.
I
You wanna-
agree with
you wanna
that
step
too.
on that?
No, that's what Paul says. I become all things to all men that I may
Yeah.
win them.
Yes.
That there's a level. I mean, Jesus doesn't come to the disciples and start talking about things that they had no
Idea.
understanding.
Yes.
And even after he came back from
Yes,
that,
that's
they
good.
still didn't understand.
Right.
Mhm.
And so he never stopped pressing the issue. He never stopped appearing to them. He never stopped communicating with them. And then he says, yeah, I'm leaving, but I'm going to leave you a comforter. I'm not
Mhm.
going to leave you by
By
yourself.
yourself.
Mhm.
And I think there's a level of caring, there's a level of love
Mhm.
that we do have to have, and that kindness to
Compassion,
get
yeah.
people just to the point that they can stand on their own.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if they can stand on their own, and we are oftentimes impatient. We want, oh well, you this age, you ought to be this by
Right.
now. Well, no, not necessarily. You don't
Right.
know the full background of what a person's gone through. And so I've learned over time that wisdom is not just having information, and but no, wisdom is really about the ability to communicate information to anybody and they understand it.
Right.
That's
Wow.
good.
That's real good.
It's not just about the knowledge.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that have knowledge, but they're ineffective.
No.
Yep.
So
True.
do I have the knowledge, and am I able to communicate that knowledge in a way that the person, whether they're 4 or 40, can understand it,
Right.
and their life is better because of what I said to them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me
Good.
tell you, I'm saying ouch
That's
all
good.
day.
I know, right? Me
Because-
too.
I'm saying ouch all day because one of the things with and I feel comfortable saying sharing. Well, y'all know, hey, y'all family.
Mhm.
My daughter, my baby girl, that's my heart. My children are my heart. But there was a time, and there's been times where I felt like I was talking at her
Mm,
and not to her.
that's it.
And so I had to also step back because my communication to her was ineffective.
That's right.
And so, and with great intention,
That's right.
but the way that I was communicating it because of my own fears and my own concerns for her were ineffective because I was coming at her.
Yeah.
And that really summed up basically what I'm saying about what I was saying to Brother Carter. We have to be careful that we're not speaking at people from this level. We have to speak at people from the level where
Where
they're
they
at.
are.
And still speaking with a way that we're giving them good fruit,
Mhm.
but the fruit that they can
Eat.
eat at that
Yeah.
particular time.
Yeah.
So, thank you,
Meeting
Holy Spirit.
people where they are.
Oh,
That's it.
Lord, thank you, Holy
Yeah,
Spirit.
sometimes you have to, if somebody's in the ditch, sometimes you're gonna have to get down in
You
the
gotta
ditch
get 'em.
to
You got to
get
get,
them.
you got to get dirty with
You
them.
can't
That's it.
stand on top of on top and try to help them
No,
get out
man.
the ditch. Sometimes we
Absolutely.
got to go underneath and
Yeah.
get people and pull
Mm.
them up.
Ooh.
And so, having said that, I'm finally listening. And I finally listened because I was finna say something, and then you made it clear that I listened
There
to
you
what
go.
you said.
Wow.
Because sometimes you can get to a place of where you are and think somebody's supposed to be where you are at this
No,
point in their
not
so.
in your
Mhm.
life.
Yes.
And sometimes you may speak of things that are beneficial,
Mhm.
but at the time
That person is
that
not.
person not
Can't receive.
willing to
Right.
receive.
They can't.
And then they can't receive it at that
Mhm.
point. And then you have to understand that also
Mhm.
when they're at a place where they're not receiving,
You got to fall back.
just let it go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometime in life, we have to drop seeds in life.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know this gonna be a hard seed to swallow sometime,
Mm-hmm.
but the seed has to be dropped sometime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And once you drop it, don't sit there and try to fertilize the doggone thing yourself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
drop the seed and let the Lord go ahead and do
Yeah.
the fertilizing
Mhm.
for it.
I see you
Yeah,
laughing over there, Kerry. Come on, jump on in here. He wants some of this. Come on.
No, I agree with him.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time about, if what I have to say is so right that it hurts you,
Mm.
well, how right is it? Because
Right.
if I'm supposed to be, a representative of the holy, and I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be
Mhm.
kind, the Beatitudes,
Mhm.
be holy for I'm holy.
Yeah.
Now, we know the
Yeah.
other stuff,
Yes.
Yeah.
but that ability to walk with people, that ability to be patient with people, the ability to just accept people where they are.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We don't like to do that. And there's an opposition almost to it. And so no, I've learned to listen over time and
Mhm.
realize, no, man, however long it takes for them to get there,
Mhm.
it's worth it.
It's
Yeah.
worth
Yeah.
it.
I agree with y'all. And
And okay,
And-
come on with it. Come on.
I just really feel like sometimes you have to say the difficult,
Oh, yeah.
hurtful,
Yes.
painful
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I agree,
Especially
meeting
when
people
you love someone.
100%.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I see you're heading in a direction
Mhm.
that is not conducive to the life that you've told me that you want to have.
Mhm.
You go in that direction,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you are no longer living up to God's expectation for your life.
True.
So I am going to wound you. I am going to hurt you with what I have to say, but it is for the betterment of your life. You be mad at me. I feel like we've gotten away from that because we
Yes.
are pacifying and coddling people.
Mhm.
And,
Speak, girl.
and sometimes I'm just like, no, this is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think there needs to be a balance,
Oh,
a
yeah.
duality that
Oh,
is
yeah.
present.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't want to be obtuse when we're handling people by
You
any
don't want to be offensive at all. That's what she's saying.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, it just
He
means
trying to let you
annoyingly
know he got-
insensitive. Yes, so that, but we don't want to what he said
Yeah.
when we're handling people.
Yeah.
But then there also comes a point
Well, you got to.
where I've said it 15 different ways
You
to
still-
make it more palatable and tolerant. No, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And take it or leave it.
Well, I agree 100%, and that's what I was doing. But I also had to fall back too because it was
I agree
doing
with that.
something to me.
Mhm.
Because if you keep saying and you keep saying and you keep saying it, and there
Agree
is
with that.
no turn.
Then you
There-
become the crazy one.
Yeah,
Yep, I
because
agree
it
with that.
literally will start
Really?
to fester within you.
100%.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But I always, when we're talking about these types of things, I always look at Jesus and what he did. Again,
Mhm.
who's the measuring stick by
He
which I
is, yes.
live? Now he tells Peter and he tells Judas early in their relationship,
Mhm.
you're gonna deny me
Mhm.
and you're gonna betray me.
Mm.
But he never cuts him from the team.
Didn't
No.
cut him from the
No.
thing. Right.
He never.
He did not.
Yeah.
He just, they still ate together. They still did. He
Mhm.
still did miracles. He didn't remove them from the team.
Mm.
And I know people say, "Oh, well, man, hey, that's an exceptional." He's the exception person. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But again, if that's what I'm using as a measuring stick, if he is what I say I believe in, well, I think there's some positive things that you can glean from that.
Right.
You're going to have enemies. You're going to have
Mhm.
opposition. You're
Yeah.
going to have things that come in
Sitting
your
at the
life.
table with you.
That's right.
Tough.
But greater is he that's in you.
Yeah,
Ooh-wee.
that's good.
That's
So
deep.
that's just my
I got a lot of growth to do. I
Yeah.
thought
Me
I-
too.
Look,